guys, so real video today guys. I'm obviously going to run through exactly why I feel we are different to maybe another coach that you have come across in the past. Maybe you follow us for a long time, maybe you don't, if you're new to the page. I'm going to run you exactly through why we are different. Okay, when you come in the gate, we're assessing you as a whole. We're looking at your language, we're looking at your physical structure as a whole, and we're going a lot further beyond where you may have just your football ability or whatever sport you may be going to us with. As you look at the body as a whole, the number one thing is we have a facial expression as we first speak to you, as we first meet you. Maybe it's the language that we're using, maybe we're an overthinker. Okay, our breathing is so important. We touch on our breathing in absolutely everything, whether it's our football sessions, whether it's our physical sessions with our speed, whether it's our body pump classes with our adults. Okay, we've really touched on the breathing. If the breathing system is breaking down, if we're a distressed person, we're overthinking, we're shortening the body up here. We're shortening the body down here. So all the flexors of the body, if you think of that baby that gets a fright, they shell up and they curl up into a ball. We still have that response in us. It's a reflex where we shorten the breath and we're closed in here. And we have to be aware of that emotional side of the game. Okay, maybe it's a physical thing. You're aware of the overthinking. Maybe you're not an overthinker, right? But we still never fully take that breath, okay, because we're caught. Okay, maybe you're caught in the rib cage, maybe it's an old collarbone injury, maybe you had a neck injury and it's affecting the chain from top to bottom. Okay, these are all things we need to look at. We look at your posture as a whole. Luckily, I have enough experience to be able to see some of this, and we're able to help you along the way. Okay, maybe the injury is coming from below. The tension may not always be from above, but again, we need to get our brain beyond just the sight of pain. Okay, if you're coming to us and you're telling us you have a tight hamstring or whatever, we have to look at the body as a whole. Okay, we will go on to hamstring injuries as we go on in other videos. I won't touch on that today, but these are all things that you need to look at. Now, we've looked at the breathing, we've looked at the facial expressions, we've looked at your language and so on. Now we're going to look at your movement as you're walking in the gate. We have a couple of different kinetic chains. So as you push off, you'll see the spiral. Maybe you do not have the mobility in the T-spine. So people get obsessed with the pelvis. People get obsessed with clearing out all of this. You're in the elbow and the glute and all of these things from whatever therapist you're going to. Okay, maybe you're getting L4 and L5 clicked in and clicked out and whatever they may be doing. Okay, if you have that rotation of the T-spine, we are in a good place. Okay, so you'll see that swing action, but in between that swing action, between steps, we have our lateral chain. Okay, so that lateral chain is all the way through that quad to stabilize, okay, right up into the glute, and that is where we get the breakdown. Okay, maybe you had an old injury and you have that limp. Okay, we can not withstand gravity on top of that, so what do? Okay, we twist the feet out all the time. How many people do you see standing like this, chatting to you all day? Maybe they lean onto one hip and they're standing, they will be standing in their job, and there's loads more to this, and maybe they end up like this then. Okay, so they're walking around and they're in bits. Okay, and they might be diagnosed with a hip drop. They might be walking around and they have a limp all the time, 24/7, but they're constantly complaining of neck pain and they're complaining of that hamstring. Hamstring is tight, they're coming into training and they're stretching it and they're stretching it and stretching it, but no relief. Okay, we look at the body as a whole. As you see with our red band here, we're mimicking the way the fascial sheets wrap around our bone structure. Okay, they wrap in spirals, and obviously you can see it's internally rotating the foot. Okay, so people might understand or see some of our videos, we're obsessed with the foot position. The foot position is so important, guys. Our posture is so important, guys, to keep us available, because you cannot train if you're not available. Okay, so if the body is breaking down, we have to get our posture right before anything else. Okay, so there's so much to it. We're looking at loads. Now, obviously, people are getting obsessed with the glute, they're getting obsessed with the pelvis, and there is some element of that which is okay, but we need to look at the flexors of the body. We look at the adductors and we look at the foot position. Okay, we need to get out of the habit of twisting the feet out. Okay, these are all things we touch on, but when you look at the body as a whole, it shows exactly why we're different. But I don't think people have that same level of knowledge all across the board within our industry, and it's an unfortunate thing. So that's why we're putting this video out, to to educate people, okay? We want to be able to help people, as many people as we can. We work with good people. We don't do it all ourselves. We work with really, really good people. We refer to really, really good people who understand this, okay? So exactly why we're different. You go find me another football coach that will explain all of this to the same detail. So get in touch, guys, and we'll be happy to help you out.